Welcome back to another Trade Journal video. This is Trade Journal number 71. And before I jump into this week's trades, don't forget to like and subscribe so you can stay up to date on all of my trades. In this video, I'm going to do a quick recap of the positions that I have currently open, and then I'm going to do a recap of my entire 2021 trading year, and I'll dive into what my P&L is and what strategies produced how much P&L. So currently, the only position I have is a poor man's covered call on Facebook. I got into that trade right here on this candle on December 22nd, and I'm selling a call right here at this blue line at the $365 strike price for a max premium of $139. My goal is ideally this will just eventually expire worthless and I'll get to keep that entire amount of premium. There's still about 14 days left on it, so I'll watch how price moves. If price moves closer, I'll end up rolling this position, and if it stays around this level, I will just let it expire worthless and keep the total amount of premium. The only other stock that I am currently watching is TQQQ. So TQQQ's pretty much been the main stock that I continue to trade. I'm waiting for a slightly bigger pullback before I get into a poor man's covered call. Given that we're going into the New Year's weekend, I want to wait until the new year before I decide how I want to trade this and when I want to get in. Would love to see a pullback maybe to the 160 level before taking my first position. So those are all the trades that I had for this week. Nothing that I'm closing out. So $0 profit this week, and I will wait until next year to see if I'm going to add any new positions. Now I'm going to go ahead and jump into my 2021 recap. So jumping into my 2021 recap, total profit for this year for my options trading was $13,831, which came out to be approximately 47% gain, which I'm pretty happy with. My goal going into the year was 1% per week, which would have been around 52%, but you can take away a couple weeks for vacation or just when the market is closed. So pretty happy with 47 or 46.8, pretty close to 52. Based on the trade type, as you can see, the majority of my profit comes from the synthetic covered call, with covered calls coming in second, and then eventually cash secured puts, and I believe I took maybe one or two just directional call option trades. Kind of as the year progressed from January to later months in the year, I started shifting more heavily to synthetic covered calls as the market was continuing to run up, so these would help kind of produce the most amount of profit in those scenarios. Kind of going into 2022, I think I'm still going to be pretty heavy on synthetic or poor man's covered calls, and also start relying a little bit on cash secured puts. I think I'll start looking more at covered calls when I am thinking of longer term positions. Now, breaking it down by the various stocks that I'm trading, TQQQ is the main profit producer for me, and the second one is Moderna, which is mRNA. For Moderna, I took a couple of slightly more risky trades because the premium was high, but those were more of just trades that I wanted to get in and out of quickly. Apps was another popular one that I traded in the middle to beginning of the year. It had good volatility and was on a real run up, so I was definitely trading that during that time period. AMD, which is another very consistent stock. And then there's also Facebook, Apple, and Peloton. I was trading at the beginning of the year, and luckily I got out of that position as Peloton's fallen drastically, almost down to I believe $37 now from a high of 170. As the year kind of went on, I started shifting a lot more of my trading to just be focused on TQQQ. It's less impacted by the news because it's kind of a basket of stocks versus all of these could have one bad news event and then see quite a decline. So I think going into 2022, I'm still going to put the majority of my focus on TQQQ and try to take additional positions rather than trying to diversify and find individual stocks to trade with these strategies. My goal for 2022 is to get a 52% percentage of gain, or at least 50%. Pretty happy with this. We are going to be starting with a higher base going into this next year, so we'll see how that all plays out. So overall, this is my trading recap for 2021. Pretty happy with how it all turned out and excited to get started trading in 2022. I'm definitely going to start trying to be more aggressive in my trading and really shoot for that 50 to 52% gain over the year. As always, if you have any questions or comments, feel free to leave those down below and I'll make sure to answer them. I would love to hear what your trading goals are going into this new year, so feel free to comment that down below as well. And as always, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you all in the new year.